Think the Middle Ages were all dragons and dashing heroes? Not even close. Real medieval life was about surviving. Questionable hygiene, weirder medicine, and social chaos. Forget gleaming castles and epic quests. Most people just hoped their bread wasn't growing new life forms. The truth, it was smelly, messy, and confusing. We're here to shatter those Hollywood myths and show you what life was really like. Get ready for a journey through the gross, hilarious, and very human side of history. Grab a snack now, trust me, you'll want it before we get to the food. Let's talk knights, the supposed rock stars of the Middle Ages. In movies, they're flawless, heroic, and always fresh. Reality, not so much. Armor was heavy, rusty, and a nightmare to put on. It took a team just to get dressed. Inside, it was a sweatbox. No ventilation, just pure funk. Bathroom breaks, forget it. Many knights just went, right there in their armor. Chivalry? More PR than practice. Many knights were just muscle for hire, not noble heroes. And those epic horse leaps? More like awkward climbs with lots of help. So next time you picture a knight, think sweaty, smelly, and desperately uncomfortable. The real battle was just staying upright and not passing out from the heat or the smell. The myth is cool, but the truth is a lot more human and a lot less glamorous. Knights, less Captain America, more guy in a metal sauna. The only thing shining was probably the sweat. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Medieval feasts and movies? Pure fantasy. For most, dinner was pottage, a never-ending stew of whatever you could find. Bread was coarse, stale, and sometimes moldy. If you were lucky, you could scrape off the green bits. Sometimes the bread itself could make you hallucinate, or worse. Meat? Rare for peasants. You might get squirrel, blackbird, or in desperate times, rat. Even the rich risked food poisoning. Spices often covered up the taste of spoiled meat. Forget endless banquets. Most meals were bland, repetitive, and sometimes dangerous. Eating was about survival, not pleasure. Your biggest food choice? Is this mold deadly or just extra flavor? Suddenly, that boring sandwich in your fridge looks pretty good, right? Bon appetit, medieval style. Sick in a medieval movie? Find a wizard, drink a glowing potion, and you're cured. Real medieval medicine? Nightmarish. Doctors believed in 4 humors. If you were sick, you had too much of something, so they'd bleed you. Bloodletting was the go-to cure for everything from headaches to the plague. If that didn't work, they'd try yanking teeth, drilling skulls, or smearing bizarre concoctions on wounds. Hygiene? Non-existent. Surgery was done with dirty tools and dirtier hands. Potions? Think earthworms and pig fat, not magic. Some cures were pure superstition, like goose droppings for baldness. Your odds were better with hot wine and a good scream in the woods. Forget wizards. Medieval doctors were more likely to make things worse. The real magic was surviving it all. Leeches, anyone? Castles look magical in movies, grand, cozy, and romantic. Reality? They were cold, damp, and dark. Stone walls trapped the chill and fireplaces barely helped. Windows were tiny slits. Forget sunlight or warmth. Inside it was crowded, noisy, and privacy didn't exist. Hygiene was rare, and the smell, thanks to people, dogs, and primitive toilets, was unforgettable. Waste dropped straight into moats or pits, adding to the lovely aroma. The Great Hall was everyone's living room, bedroom, and workspace. Castles were fortresses first, homes a distant second, less fairy tale, more eternal group camping in a stone box. And yes, everything smelled faintly of feet. Medieval romance? Not so much. Marriages were business deals, alliances, land, and power, not love. Girls could be married at 12, boys at 14, often to strangers. Courtly love was just poetry and games, not real relationships. Most couples met on their wedding day, then endured a public wedding ceremony. Dating didn't exist, feelings didn't matter. Marriage was a contract, not a fairy tale. The only sparks were from static in your wool tunic. So much for happily ever after. So, next time you watch a medieval fantasy, remember, real life was more survival challenge than epic saga. Appreciate antibiotics, plumbing, and bread that won't make you hallucinate. We live in an age of wonders, Wi-Fi, hot showers, and food that's actually safe. If you're glad you missed the Middle Ages, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time in a world that smells a lot better.